Hello, everybody. My name is Master Chen.
My name is BGM.
This is Doxy.
And I'm Dave.
And you're listening to GREYNOISE. All right, this is episode 17. What do you guys want to talk about first? Actually, there's quite a few things.
Is there?
Well, if you notice, we don't have any of our microphones. I think maybe we should start with that.
We should talk about why the audio quality is suddenly
what happened
changed
to our audio
worse.
equipment?
Fuck you guys.
We were certain it was stolen, so we went and looked at the surveillance video, and the thief is Chen himself.
I thought we were gonna drop names.
Master Chen in the recording room with the case.
Has
In a
stolen?
drunken stupor, I grabbed the podcasting equipment. I was like, "I'll bring it back next week, guys."
He thought he was sneaky, but video doesn't lie.
Okay, here's the thing. Normally, which by the way, hello every live person out there. Okay, so normally I put the podcasting equipment in the trunk and I leave it there for the week, and that's all it is. It's there, and then the only time I take it out is when we record the podcast. But this time, my car was used for a picnic that I had on Sunday, and so I was clearing out my trunk to get room, which wasn't even used. So that's what happened, although I've looked almost everywhere. I'm going to still look.
It's a pretty long excuse. You
Yeah,
should just say I fucked it
I
up.
think you just needed the extra money, so just sold it out.
Just
Yeah.
own up to it.
So-
You had to make rent is the truth.
Anyway, so I fucked it up, and so we're using the snowball mic that we use for the YouTube recording.
And also for like our first episode.
Oh yes, and thank you,
Our
BGM.
first, no, quite a few episodes.
Yeah, it
was
was like
like-
our first maybe mid-20s.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't
With
20.
just the snowball?
Yes.
All four of us, just a snowball.
So speaking of which, well, before we get into this, I want to let everybody know that we are at the Sin Shop Hackerspace in Las Vegas, Henderson right now specifically. It's 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C, Henderson, Nevada. Sinshop.org for more information. So let's talk about this. Wait, what do you want to do first?
I thought we were going to talk about
Doxing.
Okay.
Doxy on doxing.
So last week we talked about the doxing of the CIA director, his email compromise, and dropping docs. Is doxing the same as leaking information? Like, are those on the same playing fields? And Huseby, you weren't here last week, so
Yeah, I'm catching up.
yeah. So basically, do you see doxing as a way of leaking? Like, do you see doxing and what WikiLeaks does as equal? Do you see?
No.
It as, thank you, because we don't either. But if you want, you can.
I mean, I didn't hear last week's podcast, so I'm probably going to say the exact same thing. I think doxing, to me, is defined as when someone is going straight, like, specific. It becomes personal.
Exactly.
Like, you, person, Joe, whatever, I don't like you. I'm going to go find out all the dirt about you, and I'm going to dump it. What WikiLeaks does is impersonal. But just as important, it's just not doxing.
Exactly.
It's ostensibly public information or information that they feel the public should know, and they leak it.
Okay, so we seem to be on the same page then. This is exactly what we were talking about last week. And so the reason why we bring it up is because I listened to Philip DeFranco, who's a YouTuber, and he talked about a story about Tinder. A girl named Olivia Melville, who she has a Twitter account, or Twitter. I meant Tinder. Well, her name is already out there. So I'm not trying to dox anybody. I'm giving you the facts of the story. Okay.
And this was on Twinder?
Twinder. Yes, it's on Twinder, not Twitter or Tinder. It's on Twinder. So it's on
Register
Tinder. Yeah. Oh, we should. Anyway, if somebody hasn't done
It's
it already,
our own spoof mix of Twitter and Tinder.
Okay. So the thing is,
part of their body.
yeah, there you go. Hey, we tried to do Dicker, but that's a different story.
Why do you look at me when you say that?
I don't know.
I wasn't
I don't
even
know.
involved in that.
I don't know, Dixie. I don't know.
I like
A
that.
lot
That's
of
a good
microphones
one.
in the room.
Dixie,
I
I,
know.
like that one. All right.
So, see, we're never going to call Doxy Anymore. It's just going to be... Anyway, I'll get into that later.
You know what we'll talk about that later.
We're gonna come up with psych era nicknames for him.
That's what I'm saying. Every episode I should have a new name. I like that. That's cool.
I like that idea.
That's a good idea.
Okay, back to the story. Okay, so there's this girl on Tinder who, her tagline said, it was a Drake lyric. Doxy, maybe you can help me out with this. I don't know Drake. It's the lyric that says, "Suck you so good and still want to eat lunch with you after," or some shit
I
like
believe
that.
dry was part of
Or,
the suck
yeah,
you
suck
part.
you dry and still want to have lunch with you after.
I like
Twinder.Vegas is available right now.
Oh my god.
I think the lyric is, "I like my girls BBW, type the one to suck you dry, then eat some lunch with you." Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, so that was her tagline in Tinder.
That's a good tagline.
And so these guys were screenshotting her profile picture and everything, and with the tagline, and then posting it all over the place, like Facebook, Twitter, and they were basically and I'm using air quotes right now, they were slut shaming her, where it's like, oh, you're a slut, you're a 4-letter word that starts with a C, cunt.
You can, yeah.
It feels good to say that word, but whatever.
Censorship, man.
Don't care.
Don't censor yourself.
Anyway, so that's kind of going into what we were talking about last week is doxing versus leaking. Like doxing, while it can be used as a tool, it's almost at a point where it's amateurish, and these people can then the internet jumped on this girl for a while.
What was their motivation? Just because her tagline was a line from some guy's.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. This isn't even the realm of
right.
anything.
This
useful
isn't like
at all.
really information security, but this is how the
this
internet
is-
can be used as a tool.
This is
I
just
think
ruin
what
somebody's
happened
life.
was like she had that tagline, and then somebody screenshotted it and put it on Facebook, and was like, "Stay classy, women," you know.
Yeah, exactly, and they showed that too.
And it started this like whole
And-
bullying thing.
yeah, bullying. This is just aggressive bullying.
Well,
It's-
one of the
it's
quotes,
cyberbullying.
I don't remember the name of the guy who put this on his Facebook, but he was quoted by saying, "I wouldn't let these cunts eat their own shit off my dick." You know, that was a quote, and so
Wow.
Stay classy, dude.
yeah. So
God.
he got fired because of that post, and it was almost like a reverse effect of maybe you were joking around, but look, now you've lost your job. So
This is why
Well, 'cause
social
nobody-
media is.
I know social media is ridiculous.
It's
We
terrible.
know this. I mean, it's not.
Don't be an idiot on the internet.
Yeah, it's because nobody wants anyone who says that representing their company.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And you
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
and-
people lose sight of like their. This is public by default, right? Like their what do you call it? Their personal feeling of privacy is not congruent with the reality of these social networks. Like they think they're just talking to their friends, but in reality, basically the whole internet can see them,
Yeah.
and they don't realize it. Like if you wouldn't say that in a crowded shopping mall loudly so that everybody heard you, don't say it on the internet anywhere.
Yeah.
I think people forget. Well, you probably just said this, but I think people forget that it is public by default. They forget
Yeah.
that it is a public domain. They forget that what you say is recorded and archived and saved, and it's not going anywhere. Screenshotting,
Yes.
people are going to have it.
And people always think like, oh, if I delete it, it's gone.
No.
Once it's
No.
up, it's there forever. It is like it's there.
You can't delete the internet.
Anything off the internet.
At least not right now. So.
That's true.
So that was kind of just piggybacking off what we were talking about last week. So if you guys have any extra opinion on that, I just found that story kind of interesting.
Well, and with this story, there's nothing useful to be gained from any of what people were doing to her. Nothing useful is going to be gained from that. That's just cyberbullying in the worst way. In the worst way.
So,
that is.
quick recap for you from last week. We were talking about the stuff that was leaked from the CIA director's personal emails.
Sure.
And we went over it, and there was nothing official or classified or anything in his personal emails. So the guy's just released one of his, I think it was SF-85 documents that detail like his previous addresses, all of his financial info.
It was a complete
all of
personal
his-
attack. It
Yeah,
had
all
nothing
of
to
his
do with-
employment.
Mhm.
And they released it on Twinder.
Dot Vegas.
on Twitter. They
Still
released it
available.
on Twitter first, and then Twitter deleted it. But people, got screenshots before they deleted it, and then WikiLeaks hosted it. And I thought it was a personal attack on this guy, doxing him for no reason whatsoever.
I mean, he's a public employee.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the director of the CIA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about WikiLeaks?
Well, but my morals are all fucked up on this one. Like, because the CIA does their job, but then there's a lot of stuff we probably don't know that we would be pissed about.
This
if we
isn't
knew.
anything to do with the CIA.
Yeah, this
though.
is all his personal
just
stuff.
personal.
But he's the
wasn't
director
doing-
of the CIA.
and he wasn't doing anything official on his
And he's
personal
an
email.
I understand that. They're attacking the person, not his AOL account. I mean, they attacked his AOL account. But like, the doxing the guy is because he's the CIA director, right? They're trying to get one, win one for the home team kind of thing.
Yeah, but I don't agree with just.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I don't think anybody should ever be doxxed. I think being able to dox somebody proves that the internet is a fucked up place right now, and there's zero privacy, and we should be working really hard to solve that problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is just proof that problem needs to be solved. Until that gets better, you're right. I mean, sure, regardless of who they are, we shouldn't dox them. I understand.
yeah,
I
well,
was
that's-
just.
That was what we agreed
yeah,
on.
I was just
That
trying to
was my
say that
argument. I said I can't sit here and advocate privacy and then hip hip hurrah for these guys doxing somebody.
I guess the only reason I was hesitating is because I could totally see it from their side. Because I hang out with a lot of ANCAPs, and just general anarchists all the time, and they just seethe at anybody in power And
Yeah, and it was.
I totally
it was a
understand
high
their
school kid that
yeah.
did it too.
Oh, that's okay. So anybody under 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like they're sorry everybody, our listeners are under 20, but just understand that when you get a little bit older, your morals are a lot clearer to you.
I agree.
Do you have a problem with WikiLeaks hosting the information, like putting it back up?
I kind of do
I didn't
too.
think about that last time, but I feel like
I kind of do.
There's nothing to be gained from them posting that. So
it
why,
kind of
why
grays
would
out their moral compass. I think
I'm going to be in London next week. You want me to go in the Ecuadorian embassy and just like knock on the door and be like, Julian, what the fuck?
Yeah, definitely. But I mean,
sure.
nothing was gained from them posting information, so I don't know why they would from them posting it. That his information, his emails and stuff.
I don't see why they should have posted it.
Well,
I don't see the goal or the gain.
I don't see the reason.
It's a high school kid. I think that's the answer.
No, I mean, we're talking about WikiLeaks rehosting.
Oh yeah, from the kid's perspective,
I don't see any value from it.
Yeah, from the kid's perspective, I totally get it. It's an accomplishment, whatever. In his head, he's like, oh, I did this great thing, quotations. But for WikiLeaks to host it seems.
I think what happened was WikiLeaks was like, yeah, give us the stuff and we'll host it without knowing what it was prior. Because remember, they were keeping it secret and counting down on Twitter when they would release it. So I think WikiLeaks is like, hey, we want this stuff without even knowing what it was first.
I feel like it could have been better if they made a statement saying that we don't want any part of this because there's nothing.
Yeah,
there's no benefit to us keeping up this info or anything.
Yeah, because WikiLeaks hosting like private info like that just turns it into a public view into what the darknet.
It's like Doc's been on the not darknet. The not darknet.
Yeah, Doc's been on the clear web. So I think it's kind of terrible. As we said last time.
Make them cross at 90 degrees.
We're doing some.
Don't run them parallel to each other.
Run the technical difficulties video.
Do not run them parallel to each other.
We're doing some technical hackery here.
We're trying to fix our audio issues.
There you go. That's how you want it.
That's what we do. We do hackery stuff here right on the spot.
Someone moved the purple Ethernet ball back into its place.
So So we're done with the doxing because
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it.
I don't agree with doxing at all. And I don't think any of us do.
No.
I mean, no. For no reason. Especially, like I said last time.
Well, then you're going to love this next story.
Why? Go ahead.
Okay, so just to piggyback off of the story, I believe, I have to remember the dates, but I believe it's been at least about a year since the protests in Ferguson, Missouri started. And so Anonymous has threatened to release 1,000 people, identities of 1,000 people of the Ku Klux Klan, so that their anonymity. I can't even say that word. Anonymity. Yeah.
I don't see.
That's out. That's going to be released.
I don't see why they would want to do anything like that unless they purposely want to start a witch hunt for these people.
Well, yes, that's exactly what they want to do. They think they shouldn't exist, and they're personally attacking all of them. It's the same thing with the CIA agent, and I hesitate because I see people's motivation, but I think it's wrong. I think we should do this.
I don't care if it's the Ku Klux Klan. I think it's wrong. I don't see why you should start a witch hunt for these people.
To drop anybody's personal information like that is just nothing good is going to come from that.
Well, because the next obvious one is some group like BLM's going to get doxed, right?
Well, yes, and doxing is motivated by, well, you could say it's motivated by activism, and if you're wrong, such as the Boston bombings and Reddit, if you're wrong and you dox these people on purpose, you have just ruined somebody's life.
I feel like hacktivism is just a comfort shelter that people like to throw themselves into.
I mean, I believe that there are such things as hacktivists, but I think not everyone who calls themselves a hacktivist is an actual, hacktivist.
Yeah,
I don't.
Well, I mean, the problem with Anonymous too is you don't know who actually in Anonymous is doing this because they don't have leaders. Anyone can.
Well, that was the problem that they had with.
That's why sometimes I would agree with some of the stuff that Anonymous does, but other times like this doxing thing, I can't agree with.
That's the problem.
Even a little bit.
Go ahead, Akeem.
So, regarding that, I think it's actually very interesting that most of these people who claim to be hacktivists trying to publicly expose people hide behind an anonymous venue.
Yeah.
That part I think is incredibly hypocritical, and I think it makes it very clear who is and isn't actually interested in public exposure versus being a bully.
Right.
Can you repeat what he said for?
Okay, yeah. So again, we do apologize about the audio, but Akeem is saying, "I'm sorry, I'm getting drunk."
All right.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
All right. So what Akeem said was he thinks it's funny that these people they're exposing people behind a hacktivist name, but they're exposing them while staying anonymous. He just thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard you, man. I swear I heard you. Thank you.
No worries.
So yeah, I just wanted to mention that story because it's piggybacking off of kind of like what we were talking about earlier. So if anybody does not have another opinion, I think we're pretty much on the same page here.
Have you guys ever thought about how you could defend yourself from like doxing?
Sock puppets, I would say.
Going off the grid.
Well, I mean,
sock puppets.
there are ways like
living in the mountains,
like making your footprint on the internet smaller.
Be
like
among the bears.
getting rid of your Facebook, your Twitter, your whatever social profiles you have, getting rid of all that stuff, and just
getting rid of social media, yes,
but
but
I've been
also
actively deleting myself from the internet for the last few months.
How's that
you
been going
guys
for you?
say that you want to
pretty good so
build
far.
raccoon hats and go live in a mountain forest.
But the real challenge is what if you still wanted to have like a Twitter account? You wanted to post occasional
sock
photos.
Like, so you're not. Let's say you don't sign up on a Facebook account as yourself, but as a pseudonym or somebody that maybe your close friends would recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so
sock puppets. So
BGM disappears, but CHN, suddenly appears on the internet.
Yeah, okay. Yes, I can't. But yeah, so you come up with a different way to identify yourself that is uncommon or not so obvious. So you can still have the social interaction that is provided by social media, but you don't really put yourself out there to people who like. So you can't search yourself. Like I wouldn't be able to search Doxy.
Yeah, but then if you're still interacting with people,
I was gonna. Hey, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. His last name is a general last name.
What do we got? We got Twinder. We got Jickerson.
We got Dixie. Dixie is my personal favorite.
How do you spell that? Dicksy.
Dicksy.
Not Dixie.
Because that's girly. That's a girl. Dixie. That's like Win Dixie.
You're gonna cut those jeans off a little higher. To be
I think it should be lowercase Dick, capital C.
That's a good one too. Oh, I like that. But if you're okay, so let's say you
then the actual word kind of looks like a
anyway. I see.
Anyway, so let's say you have a pseudonym or whatever online, like you sign up all your online accounts as BGM, but you're still interacting with people because it's a social profile. You're still interacting with your family, yada yada yada. It would be trivial to trace that back to who you actually are if you're still interacting with the same people. So it's a moot point to make these pseudonyms or whatever these false aliases online if you're still interacting with the same people and stuff because it's all traceable back to you. So
no, I'm talking about somebody like let's say a coworker. A new coworker who wants to find out who you are. They don't know anything about you, let's say. And you have this name out there that's not what is officially on your record. So they can't search for you conventionally. Like the conventional searching of, okay, I'm looking for Mr. Jimerson. It's not my fault your last name is really common. Anyway.
I don't get it. Okay, but I mean, so this is just to limit people being able to find you, but not actually.
Yeah, so it's not. I mean, it's kind of like security through obscurity, but I guess if you wanted to not delete yourself off of the internet and still have that social media aspect in your life,
well, what about like defending against people hacking your accounts? So
get
super
better
secure
at
passwords.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Well, I
true,
think passwords should be get rid of altogether.
But I mean, you've seen like the old how they used to take over Twitter accounts by going to Amazon and then adding a credit card and then calling Amazon and with the last 4 digits or whatever. Like there was like some way to go from like Amazon to Google and to take over your
like a
Twitter
cross-site
account.
Social hacking thing.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah,
that is pretty cool.
It was in like Hacker Wars on Netflix or something. I'm like, wow, that's quite an awesome hack. Like that was a very clever trick, and they were able to just basically bootstrap from nothing up to now we're going to send a reset password to this new email address you just gave us, kind of thing. It's social engineering and shitty security procedures.
See, that's an interesting way to go.
What I'm thinking is the new social media, whatever it is someone builds, should require people to sign what they submit. And then, I know this sounds terrible because nobody's going to know how to sign anything or manage cryptographic keys or whatever.
Say, you're talking about
yeah, I know, but like think if you're like a woman who likes to post photos of whatever, and then you got a disgruntled boyfriend who does like, what is it, revenge porn, right? Like they dump some photos of you, and then usually the defense, if there's any criminal or civil, is, well, she posted those. And there's no way to really disprove that it was the guy that did it, because they, can use her phone to do it or whatever. But if you're very intentional about, like, the only photos I ever upload to the internet are ones that I'm cryptographically signing, as long as you can prevent other people from being able to do that, then they wouldn't be able to impersonate you. So even if they hijacked your accounts and started like, oh, I'm Dave on the Twitters, and I could just go, well, but I always sign all of my tweets or whatever. Like, here's this other record. Anyway, sorry. We're getting off track, but it's just like...
No, I mean, I don't think that's off track because we're talking about, the realm of doxing and how to prevent it.
Yeah. And like the opposite end of the spectrum is to have everybody on the internet change their name to John Doe or Jane Doe. But you have a Facebook full of John Doe posts,
even
Jane Doe posts.
That's interesting.
Even with the cryptographic signing or whatever, if they're still able to post, I don't think most casual users, I don't think would check for the validity of your post. They would just see you post something and then
I'm not so much.
That's it.
I'm not so much worried about the public perception. It's just that when I go to sue the person,
the record is there. The record is there, and it
there's
would
a digital record. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very intentional. Whenever I put anything on the internet, it's always cryptographically signed by a key that only I possess.
I feel like that would be hard to hold in court because once say you just got drunk and you were just like, I'm going to say shit, but I don't want anybody to know that was me, so I'm just going to do it, not sign it, and then say it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. There's a song about that.
It wasn't me. I didn't sign it.
I get it. I think your biggest challenge is that a judge wouldn't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not. A judge probably wouldn't understand it, and it's hearsay. It's all. No, I didn't sign that, so I couldn't have said that. Somebody hacked my Facebook, or I left it open in a library somewhere, and somebody posted that, not me.
That's an interesting angle. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that.
That's because it's just a way for people. It's a way for people.
You mean like
it's another.
You mean Jekyll and Hyde, right? Like,
exactly. It's another way for people to say
drink the potion. I'm gonna bully.
Because we talked. I think we talked about this a long time ago about how you see people's true faces through anonymity, like when you don't know who they are.
It was Oscar Wilde quote: "Give a man a mask and you'll see his true face."
Exactly, and that would be just another way of people being allowed to do that because I didn't sign. Who said these terrible things? It wasn't me because I didn't sign it. It couldn't have been me. I didn't sign this post, so it wasn't me. But whoever's saying these terrible things about whoever, it's just another way for people to hide their true selves. I think it would go along with that. Actually, I think it would go down that route.
Well, we just need pervasive anonymity for everybody.
Also, that would be better. Yes.
So obviously, we are not for doxing, and all of this was just related. So I thought I'd bring those two stories to light, and I guess we can move on from there.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So before we move on,
Shannon, let's move on.
We seem to have a lot of activity in the channel right now, so I want to remind everybody that if you want to chat with us and talk to us, we are on irc.freenode.net in the channel #GREYNOISE, where the 3 replaces the E in gray. Let's move on to, actually, we noticed this last week, and we noticed it after the show ended, so last week marked the 1-year anniversary for when BGM and I started the podcast.
What?
Yeah, so now...
Do go on.
So we started, and it's kind of funny that I left the other equipment at home because we started with this snowball mic.
Maybe
in a garage.
Yeah,
it's a little bit nostalgic.
It's accidental nostalgia.
So it's really cool to be going on a year. Now, this is actually our 3rd attempt at doing a podcast type of show. We started with information injection.
No, info.
We started with information injection first was our first title. Okay, and then that went on for a few months or whatever it was. And then we went on to...
Off the Record.
We took a break, and then we went to Off the Record. We were called Off the Record, and that went on for a good while, too. And if you listen to some of the old shows, I think we went
That's
down...
actually what inspired us to do the new show.
Yeah.
Was we were listening to some of the old shows, and we were like,
we should fucking do this again. And that's exactly how we started. So it was about a year ago.
It was in my garage. We had a cardboard box and 2 chairs sitting around this blue...
the snowball right here. Yeah. So, and it's just really cool to see... where we've come, right after DEF CON 22, I think that was also a thing that motivated us to do this again.
Yeah.
And so when Vic told us about the Sin Shop, we were like, oh, cool, we can do the Sin Shop. And then I think what has made this round of podcasting a little bit more successful, and I do mean little as an understatement because I think this has been a lot more successful than before. I think it's the consistency. The audience online and in the shop, and just having a place to do this that's not in a garage keeps us accountable, keeps us consistent. And then, of course, Dox, you came in on January, right? Was it January? Or
that's when it was uploaded, but I don't know when we actually recorded it.
Okay, was that before Christmas of last year? I can't remember.
I honestly have no idea.
Well,
I know we recorded it, but I have no idea when we actually recorded it. It could have been any time.
Hey, but it was cool, and then you and Fox came on at about the same time. I can't remember if it was the exact same episode.
No,
but
I think they were 1 week apart.
Yeah,
right.
I
Okay.
did the episode, and then Fox was the episode after that.
Okay, and so we had this.
It was me, Chen,
group of
you,
four,
and
and
Chernobyl
then-
for that episode about 24-hour news networks, and
Yes,
then Fox
exactly.
came in the following week.
And then Davey started listening to us like around March when you found
Yeah,
out who we were.
well, yeah, Crux had mentioned something to me about there was a podcast in the being recorded. And I'm like, what is it about? And they're like, privacy and security. I came in and I'm like, you guys are dumb. I'm going to sit down and take a mic and I'm going to tell you why you're dumb.
Hey, you know what though? That is
That's how we learned.
that was like one of the best.
That's how we learned.
That's what Crux did to us.
Well,
that's fine.
the joke's on me though, because I've realized since then that I was wrong in that assumption. And I didn't really think you guys were dumb. But it's just like...
Sure you did.
No,
It's okay.
no. I actually saw it as just an opportunity to hang out with people that like the same stuff I do. Like, I was feeling really, really lonely in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
not for the lonely, but for not being, for not being
Perfect
lonely.
timing.
Dick.
I think
See?
Proxy was saying because we're his only friends.
Yes, that, also that. Yes.
Well, we
We
say
are
that,
the-
but I don't know where he's coming up with these questions because I don't know about you, BGM, but I don't ask him these questions.
I just have to say this has been, like, the coolest time. Just hanging out and being here as much as I can. It's been really great.
Cool. Well, glad to have you on the show.
I'm glad to have everybody here, and it's not, even the people who are semi off camera. Zen, you joined us. What is it? 2 months now already, guys? Or?
Like
I'm
2 months?
3
Okay.
years.
Okay.
Well, I
I'm bad
started
with that.
coming here in May, and I didn't start live streaming until July.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it's been a good while, and I'm sure everybody would like to see it keep going, and
Yeah, I mean, Zen's awesome. Like,
yes,
Thank you, Zen.
and also to our fact
Where's my
checkers,
cake?
McNutt and Mindless. Mindless isn't here today, but you guys are fact checking for us and making sure that we're on point. Because another thing that could ruin a podcast is just
Not being called out on bullshit.
Bullshit.
exactly, and that's why, Dave, I say thank you because if we need to be called out on bullshit, that keeps us credible and it keeps people listening.
And
Consistency
and
and credibility. That's I think
And
a
I think
good
that's good.
formula.
I think it's okay that we're wrong on occasion as long as somebody calls us out on it and corrects us.
Yeah,
Like,
and if somebody thinks I'm dumb, I'm going to be like, all right, then teach me because I want to learn.
I would like
Okay, I'm dumb,
our whole thing about
I wanna
IPv6
fix that.
is our most recent example when Crux came and corrected us about IPv6 terminology and what was going to happen, yada yada. And we love stuff like that. That's the whole point of it is information.
And I'm actually kind of impressed that we only had one episode where there was obvious errata that we needed
Like
to cover.
real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Real
we're
bad.
we're freaking retarded.
Out of what is this like total? Like 60, 70?
Late. Sure.
No, I think we're out
No,
of the
we're
50s.
Is it?
No, we're in the 40s. Well,
No,
I'm not counting
we're-
the other name of the podcast. Which, if you guys have been listening since True episode 1, you'll know that this is not episode 17. This is episode. No, we're in episode 40 something actually.
What?
I think we're in 50 something.
We have
No,
to be in
we're not in
50
50 something
because there was like 2 months where you guys didn't do much.
because
right,
there were
right,
times
right,
where we
right.
didn't record every Friday, and
Right.
that's another thing that kills a podcast is not having consistency.
This kills the podcast.
Well, another good thing about having 4 spots, like 4 mics, 4 spots, is that if BGM and I can't be at the show, or if BGM can't be in the show and Doxy can't be at the show, we still have people who want to fill in and have a conversation. Like, for instance, Fox isn't here today, but you're here.
Yes. Anytime you guys need it, yeah.
I'm really bad at this. So, but what I'm saying is the conversation keeps going, and it's every Friday. It's every Friday, so it's consistent. People who watch us on YouTube or listen, they know that we record on Friday every day, or every Friday. Right now, it's 8 o'clock. We got to talk about that too. I'll save that for the end of the show. But it's
8:28.
Friday. Yes, 8:28 now. But we start at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
But then also they know, at least the pattern is that every Monday night the recorded show is released to the internet as a post audio.
Which is perfect because, by the end of your Monday, you're just like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
But
I need me some gray noise.
It's the beginning of the week. It gets you through the week, and then you know that if you want to join in on the live discussion, we have the YouTube live link now. Thanks to Zen. So it's really cool. I wanted to know if you guys have any special things that you're just like, that was a fucking awesome episode, or that was really fucking cool. Because I have a couple, but if you guys have anything first.
I liked the pre-show, episode 8.
Yes, that was
True
really
episode
cool.
8 pre-show, and the reason why I want to bring that up is because Chen is doing another pre-show. He's working on one.
It's hilarious. We were rolling.
Yeah, so-
listening to the sneak peek of it.
Yeah, I want to add 2 more minutes of pre-show audio there and release that as an extra. And that's another thing too about where are we going? Because that was the actual title of episode 4, the true episode 4, not episode 4 10 episodes ago.
And it was just
Where
Chen
do we
and
go
I-
from here?
It was Chen and I talking about what we wanted for the podcast.
Why don't we recap? Like, what was it that you guys wanted? Do you remember what it was?
Well, BGM wanted unidirectional mics, and we do have them.
Just not here right
just
now.
Not here on the year anniversary.
Because Colonel Chen in the library with the case stole our microphones.
So we wanted that. Did we ever talk about having more than just us as hosts? I think we did. I can't remember.
I think that was the episode where we're like, okay, that was when we got the invitation to come to the Sin Shop. I'm like, all right, let's do it there, because then we can have people who want to talk, who want to come in and chime in and correct us on our mistakes, come in and grab a mic. And I think that was the episode where we thought that would be a good direction to take the podcast.
I think it seems to have played out in your favor.
Yeah,
I think so too. And we can't get this sort of publicity or traction by staying in the garage. All great companies start in the garage, but then we don't know where they go.
Hopefully 2 couches.
Yeah, hopefully the couches. Fair enough. Or I really do like the
USB was saying that
idea.
this isn't interesting enough right here.
Well, I was staring at the YouTube feed 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, God, this is boring.
So should we have a round table?
Yes.
Well, I turned the video off and just went to audio, because then my mind could picture you guys in
imagination,
sexy clothing.
I was gonna say you pictured me in a pink bra.
Maybe we could do something like that. We'll get a round table. We'll put the camera in the middle, and we'll spin it around that '70s show style.
Yeah.
Well, no, we could get those. I don't know if we can, but they have those 3D cameras that on YouTube you could spin it around.
So for all of our listeners with Oculus Rift glasses can just sit in
pretty much
here
they'd
with
only
us.
stare at Fox while we're
Pretty much.
I don't know. I was just saying that I think the production value for the video needs a little love.
We will. Okay, so
and I'm willing to help. I'm
we'll
not
go
the
around
person who's...
Okay,
I'm
we'll
not
go
the-
around this square table, and we will say what we want in the next year. Okay,
That
so
sounds good.
We've done the year. We want to see what's in the next year. Akeem, what did you have?
We have a round table and a couch on the other side.
Yeah, I know, on the other side of the thing. But I think the round table's a little bit small, but we can figure that out, because usually it's not just a snowball mic.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So anyway, what I want to see in the next year, okay, and then we'll go around. Okay, what I want to see in the next year is more interviews by us to prestigious or well-known hackers and people in the information security field. I think there'll be a really great way to go. It would be a great platform to go. So I would like to see more of that. I would like to see, of course, better production, and we'll get there. And, if you want to help us with our production, if you like the show, go to greynoi.se, where the 3 replaces the E in gray, or just greynoi.se. There's a donate button right below the episodes. Just help us out a little bit, maybe, and we'll work on this production. We'll help and get this production going in the right direction.
Maybe the money will buy new mics if we can't find the old ones.
We'll find them, damn it. No, but in general, though, just for better production, all of that money that is ever donated goes directly to the show. It doesn't go to any of us. It goes to the show.
And if you don't want to donate to the show, come join the Sin Shop, because the Sin Shop is,
join the
always
Sin Shop
loves
and become a
new
member.
members, and that money goes to support all the tools and the learning and everything that happens here.
So that's what I want to see in the next year. BGM, do you have anything?
I want to see 200 likes on Facebook. I want to see.
We're currently at 105.
I want to see us top trip dig in YouTube views, concurrent YouTube views.
Where do we hover right now? It's like 25 or something I saw last week.
Yeah, I think that'd be
that's a
kind
pretty good number.
We'll get there.
For doing it for what, 2 months?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. In the next year, I'd like to crack trip dig. Trip dig.
I like that.
And I'm thinking, for the video production side, we can have Zen do live zoom ins with that Jeopardy daily double sound
Cool.
and then
Video
little
effects?
words like rad come up.
TripDigit.Vegas is available.
Oh, Jesus.
Our
we found
lead
our
domain
marketing-
manager here.
So is .tech, .comnet, org, co, IO,
I like .tech.
We found our marketing
It's
website.
TripDigit, because if you do TripDig, it's
I don't even know
TripDig.
how do you spell dig. Because if
You don't.
It's
D-I-D-J.
D-I-G is dig.
DIDJ.
TripDig with a J, maybe.
That sounds weird. That looks weird.
It does look weird.
I don't like that.
That's just
But
strange.
.Vegas is available.
That's a
Just
weird looking word.
FYI.
Doxy in the IRC channel says
Don't
that
tell
he-
people what I said. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I guess you'll have to join the IRC channel to find out. No, I'm going to say it.
So Doxy,
Sla-
what do you want
r
to
slash
see in the next year?
RedTube. Go ahead.
I'm going to advertise the podcast on RedTube. But anyway, My
You like porn? Check out these four
that's
guys.
the porn side, right?
yes, it is. We will get the whatever. We're not
All right, I'll get this party started.
Cactus Smoke said he would like to see more people less clothes, so we can do that. Take it off.
Well,
Anyway,
if we had like a listener party, I'm sure we could find some
great
both-
Greycon.
both-
Coining it. We're coining it.
both
Greycon.
some ladies and
You guys
gentlemen.
want to explain
so
this one?
So before I talk about what I like about the podcast, should we talk about GreyCon?
Okay, so basically,
This is
help me, dude.
Hey Chen, you want to talk about it?
I
Hey Chen, you want to talk about it?
Okay,
Wait,
guys.
hey Chen, you want to talk about it?
What a solid rail this train is on right now.
I know.
I tried. All right, go ahead.
No, so
What a good show.
the idea of GreyCon is okay. So like you have DEF CON, you have B-sides, and all these. Even DEF CON, everything starts off small, okay, and then they grow to do really cool shit. Even in DEF CON, you have things like QueerCon, and then all these things come out and do their own thing. And I'd like to start maybe GreyCon, where the listeners come and hang out with us, and we do our own thing, where it's like we have lock picking, lightning talks, and cool shit, like cool, really quick, things. That'd be kind of cool.
When do you think?
And alcohol.
Like January, right after CES,
That's what I thought. I thought January would be good.
because that's the actual annual anniversary, and people are already in town for CES.
Wait,
Makes
anniversary
sense.
of what?
Us. Well, we started a year ago, but we didn't start until like January.
Like
That's
January was
like
like
our first
consistency.
episode.
I thought the whole thing with this conversation is it's been a year.
It
Well,
has
that's
been a year.
fair.
Our
That's
first
fair.
episode was last October. That's true. October 23rd.
Yeah.
23rd.
Yes.
But we recorded episode 2 in like January.
Yeah.
So this is like the financial year ending, and then the actual year ending happens.
Oh,
in
so the
January.
fiscal year starts in okay. All right, well, Doxy, what would you like to see, though? We haven't answered that question.
Oh, well, I did we did a lot of stuff this year that I wouldn't expect. Probably most notable was going to DEF CON as press.
Oh,
I
that is
really-
very true.
That was.
I-
very-
I'd like
that
to
was
do
we
that
went
again
to-
next
yeah.
year.
Totally unexpected. I mean, I didn't expect that at all, and we interviewed a lot of great people there, and we had a lot of stuff going on, and I thought that was really awesome.
That was really cool.
I would love to do more stuff like that, cover more press event, cover more tech events like CES and other stuff like that, and represent GreyNoise as a bigger brand. I would love to see
As
stuff
a
like
media.
That'd be
that.
cool.
As a big media brand. Yeah. I would love to see more stuff like that.
I was gonna echo that. That's awesome. I was very, very impressed with the one-on-one interviews this summer. They were thrown together short notice. I mean,
They're very impromptu.
and it
from
was
DEF CON.
a lot of it was my fault. It's like, hey, this person's cool. This is Lab Fox. She wants to interview you, or like this.
Talk.
Yeah, exactly. And we got a lot of really, really great interviews, and I was very impressed. And the post production was great. It was really interesting to listen to a lot of them. I like GreyCon. I think that's a really good fucking idea.
Awesome. So is that your year wish for this coming year? or-
Yes, I actually like. What I want to see is more couches.
More couches.
He's pushing us towards the couches.
more video.
And then when we get to the couch, he's going to be like,
No.
what's going to be more interesting
No.
is a bed.
Beanbag chairs.
No, you know what's going
No.
to be more interesting than a couch? A bed. You guys can be on a bed,
Just
right?
lay down, get comfortable, you'd be good.
You know what's
We just
better than
need-
bed?
we need-
A water bed.
No, we just need some couches that have some
Hi,
pretty.
everybody. Welcome to the Grey Noise Podcast.
We just need some couches with some really strong feng shui. Like they just look really great.
Did you say
on
fuck
camera.
shui? I like fuck shui. If that's not what you said, I don't
No,
care.
that is what I said.
Okay, that's
but
cool.
they just look really great on video. Like
Fuck
I want
shui.
one of those couches.
I
'cause
think it's gonna
fuck,
be-
I want that couch.
That's going to be the name of this episode, I think. Fuck
Fuck
shui.
shui.
Fuck shui. I'm going to make it that way.
No, like, so I would like to see that, and I'm not the kind of guy who's just going to complain. I will absolutely help make that happen.
Cool.
So,
Well, that's another thing I want to say is, Dave, for everything that you've said and suggested for us, you've been just as equal in contributing to getting us to where you're suggesting and what we're doing, so that doesn't go unnoticed, it's really
Thanks.
cool.
I just happen to know a few people that are fun to talk to.
That's really cool. What else?
And that's-
We got
else
more
to say?
interviews coming, by the way. More interviews.
Excellent.
Great.
Excellent. And again, we say this a lot, but we really do love the Sin Shop. The Sin Shop has been a wonderful support for us, and we do hope that it's been vice versa. I don't know if we have any numbers on. Okay, thanks, Akeem. So I guess GreyNoise has no indication as to like how well we do with memberships, and do we even contribute to the memberships? I don't know. I hope not.
That reminds
I think
me.
it's something interesting to have here. Regardless, it fits like what we like seeing at the shop.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Even if it didn't bring in people, it would be awesome to have because it's the kind of thing that people at the shop like.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So here's something I think I would like to see next year GreyNoise should have a membership drive for the Sin Shop. Like, at some point, maybe GreyCon, our goal is to get 5 new people to sign up for
Absolutely,
the Sin Shop.
a GreyCon.
I like that idea.
And just, like, come show up, hang out, drink beer, whatever, and either donate a membership for a local student or something, or you pay the membership fee and we'll just find somebody suitable to give it to.
I like that.
Or we get 5 new signups, or just 5 new subscriptions to the Sin Shop. Because I really would like to see this place grow. We've got a really great space, and
I mean, technically, I became a member because of this podcast.
And Fox.
And
Yeah, Zenify
Fox.
and Fox.
and Docs.
Yes. And we have a lot of people come in to the shop for the podcast. They hear about us through other channels or whatever, and they come in and they hang out with us and stuff like that, and that's always great.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
And we'll probably get Lab Fox's ideas for what she wants to see next week when she's back on the show.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll ask her. I mean, we're not trying to exclude her from this conversation. It's just she's been a year.
She's busy.
And, yeah,
Right, and it's, it's fine.
Going along with unexpected things like doing the interviews at DEF CON and stuff like that, I would like to do more stuff, like just like local events. Maybe like we'll have like GreyNoise local events, or whatever, talk to local businesses and stuff, and just do little things to get out in the community and spread GreyNoise and Sin Shop to other parts of Vegas and stuff like that, and just do little things for local businesses and stuff.
Get into some charity work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stuff
by
like
the
that.
way, really quick shout out to Mr. T85. He usually listens about an episode or 2 behind, so he probably won't hear this for another 2 weeks, maybe when I'm in Hawaii. But dude, now that you've listened to this review here, if you have any suggestions, and I know that you said that we actually had some errata that we need to cover from a few episodes back, let us know. Let us know if there's any criticisms or support. So, and that's for everybody, not just Mr. TA85, but he was somebody that stuck out in my head. So.
I did notice that there is a listen to the GreyNoise podcast ad in the back of this latest issue of 2600 magazine.
Yeah, I put that there.
Of course you did. You're a subscriber. But I know who did it. I was just saying, like,
Oh, yeah, that's
how
cool,
long
too.
has it been there? How long has it been in 2600?
Well, it's been there since we had the previous name as well.
Oh,
It's
really?
been there for a while. Now, there is some things I have to fix on it. I didn't realize that there was a typo on there. It was the GreyNoise Pack podcast, which was my fuck up.
Can
So
we not say our old name?
I don't know.
we should.
We should
what
not.
name? It's
we should
done.
not.
Yeah,
Right.
we should
What name?
Yep. Don't listen to me.
But
We
so
don't look back, only forward, onwards, not upwards, and always twirling, twirling, twirling towards freedom.
Oh, another thing too, and I know that this is kind of getting a little bit more drawn out, but BGM brought out the business card, and it was really cool because I think, well, first of all, the logo was like the best logo I've ever seen.
It is,
far
it
as
is, it is really
Thank
awesome.
you.
that was
It is decent.
Thank you.
well, like you said it yourself when we were designing this thing that you're like you sat back and you looked at it and you're like, I think this is the most professional thing I've ever designed.
I was like, this is the most professional thing I've ever done in my life.
And the business cards that it's on, it feels more like cotton or like cloth than
Yeah.
a paper.
So,
it's
when
kinda
you're
cool.
really hurting, you can wipe your butt with it. Is that what you're saying?
I had an American Psycho moment.
Yeah, American Psycho. Yeah, the raised ink, tan, not white. It's on off-white or whatever.
Anyway, I brought that card out because during GreyCon, we can sell merch to anybody who wants them. T-shirts, mugs.
We are working on that. There's a couple of things that we need to do
Yeah.
before that, but we are
We
working
need
on it.
stickers.
There's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a
We
lot of
need-
things.
I
that
know,
we
I
need.
know
stuff.
sticker production. I can do that.
We need stickers.
I can do shirts.
Stickers. Shirts.
Yes,
See?
Akeen, we will be using
Actually,
you for
This
shirts.
shirt is one of the ones that I had made. If you want to look at it.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yes, we will be using you for shirts, not anybody else. I like to keep business in-house if we can help it, so...
Sure.
all right, so that's the year in review and where we want to go in the next year.
GreyNoise underwear off of the IRC channel.
Awesome. we're still
GreyNoise
there.
I know
G-strings.
exactly where to put the logo.
I can do underwear
What was that? The underwear too?
my supplier can do underwear as well.
I want.
Awesome.
I want some.
Can
I
it do
want some.
can it do men's like banana
Boxer?
hammock
think
G-strings?
Can we do like boxer briefs, boxers, and tidy grays?
Grays. I want a banana hammock.
You want a banana?
Yes, I
hammock?
You
do.
mean you want a gray hammock?
A gray hammock. Yeah.
I still know
live in
exactly
Vegas,
where
we
to
just
put the
gotta
logo.
get Speedos.
Yeah,
It's not Hard Rock, and I
Speedos
have
and spray,
GreyNoise
yeah.
Speedos.
Walk
which would
around
be
like
very
a-
weird.
Never have to buy a drink for us ever.
All right, guys. Now, the year in review. Not so news-like, but hey, this is GreyNoise, where that motto didn't work, but our new noise is news or whatever. So, see, and that's the funny thing. The cool thing about this is that we get to try shit, and if it doesn't work, hey, we have no one else to answer to.
We ditch it.
We have nobody that we will be in trouble to if we try new shit. This is our shit.
We answer to no one.
So, do you guys have any other stories? Because if not, I think we are ready for the Hacker News.
I do not have a story, Master Chen.
Do you have anything to talk about?
I don't.
Okay, well, that was very assertive, BGM. Docs?
No questions this week from my friends.
You mean from your mind? Okay.
Why would I make up my own questions?
I don't know. You tell me. We've never met any of your friends.
You've met some of my friends.
I'm just kidding. Sort of.
Yeah, nothing for me. Nothing really interesting in the privacy world.
Okay, not a problem. Then let's.
Let's Encrypt is gaining steam.
Oh, that's right.
It's
We
almost
mentioned it
out,
last
right?
month
Yeah,
or last week.
almost. Yeah, I mean it's in the closed beta now. I had a lunch with privacy people in Mozilla this past week and got an update on Let's Encrypt, and everything seems to be going swimmingly.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent. I think it's a great project. Everything should be encrypted.
free certs for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad that we're on board.
I mean that's pretty much all I have that's newsworthy.
Cool. Well, I think we're ready for the Hacker News then. And so for those of you who don't know we're about to do the lightning round. The lightning round is basically, we have a general discussion during the podcast, and a lot of other podcasts they have where they focus really on news instead of the general discussion of hacking and hacking concepts. So what we do is we kind of flip that on its head, and we do the lightning round, which never is the lightning round. But we do the lightning round, and we try to keep our commentary at a tweet's length, but it never happens. Which is kind of funny, because, another thing, we got commentary on oh man, the lightning round is fucking awesome. Don't change a goddamn thing.
What about
so we won't.
the length of a standard first page of Twitter?
140 characters.
Times 10.
Times about 10.
Okay. I'm into that.
Fine. All right. I can't believe I'm conceding. All right. So we get our news from thehackernews.com, and we just we read the headlines, we give our quick commentary, and then we really encourage you guys to check your own research, to research further into the headlines if you're interested in that story, and to form your own opinion. We don't want to just give you our opinion and then you think the way we think. We give you our opinion, but we hope that you go and do your own research and figure out your own mindset. So here we go. We're going to start with Hacker News. Are we doing clockwise, counterclockwise? How are we doing this?
I feel like BGM should start.
All right.
All right.
I'm in the middle either way, so.
Here we go. CryptoWall ransomware raised $325 million in revenue for its developer.
Well,
Whoa.
$325 million
Through Bitcoin, of course.
Yeah.
How?
Ransomware, dude. You pay 2 Bitcoins and we'll give you your information back. It's after you've been infected already, of course.
Oh, that is the worst news ever
Oh my
because that means
God.
there's going to be a million.
I know.
I want to do that
Copycats,
too.
yeah.
Well, the source is on GitHub, too. That's also a thing.
Oh my
Really?
God.
yeah, they put the source on.
They put the source on
Not-
GitHub.
Yeah, I would totally not install that.
Probably not.
yeah, probably not. You're right.
Not.
All right, so, Doxy, we're going around still. Are we all just like, whoa,
Wow.
what the fuck?
Wow.
Okay.
Yes. Whoa.
We're all wow. Okay.
That
Whoa.
sucks.
Next one, Tok hack. Police arrest second teenager in London. So last week, remember I didn't know what the shit was Tok. I guess they arrested the second teenager involved in this hack.
I still don't know what TalkTalk is.
I didn't care enough
It's an
to-
Australian phone company, right? Or
I thought it was a social network.
Is it? I thought it was a phone.
I guess we'll have
I
to
have-
find out.
Guess we'll have to do some research. I don't know.
If we really care. Or if I care, I don't care.
Do you know what this is?
Nope. I have no visibility.
Okay, there you go. All right, next one. Mission 1 billion. Microsoft will automatically offer Windows 10 upgrade. So their mission is to get to 1 billion machines.
Isn't it?
Is what I'm gathering.
So I think the
I thought they
keyword
already
in
hit
that
1 billion.
I think the keyword in that topic title is automatically.
Automatically offer Windows 10 upgrade.
Yeah, so you don't have a choice. Everybody gets the
Oh yeah,
upgrade.
no. I caught my computer. It auto checkmarked Windows 10 when I went to go restart. I was like, oh, for some reason my audio drivers aren't working all of a sudden. I went to go restart my computer and it's like, oh, pending updates. I'm like, let me just check what these are real quick. Had Windows 10 checkmarked
Yeah.
automatically.
It's very sneaky.
So do you think that's a sign that Windows 10 sucks and nobody wants it? And so they're trying to force it on everybody?
No, I think they're trying to get everybody onto Windows 10 so that everyone has a common platform that they can
Instead
start
of Windows
supporting
8
again.
and 8.1.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is the obvious solution to the hey, we're still running Windows XP.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, Windows 10 is a decent OS, but they're weird. Forcing on everyone is weird.
Is it Win32 layer on top of the Linux kernel yet?
No.
No.
Oh, well then I'm not even interested.
All right, next one. Oh, this one might you might like. I can't English today.
Can you imagine all the IT professionals who are going to have customers rebooting computers automatically update to Windows 10?
Oh my
And how
God.
much that's going to ruin stuff?
Well,
I'm not in that department.
if
Active
they're not-
Directory stops that.
Yeah, if they're not
If they're on
managing their
professional and Active
GPOs, then they're
Directory, we're
stupid.
fine.
Okay.
So they're not going to melt a government.
Well,
No,
no. I mean,
no.
not
If
yet.
they're
I
not,
was
if they're not managing
worried.
their GPOs, they're stupid.
in my former life as a sysadmin, I know a lot of customers didn't have Active Directory. They didn't have like server management servers. They just had a bunch of users with a bunch of computers just doing whatever they kind of wanted.
That's a terrible way to do any
Hey
kind of
man,
enterprise work.
hey man, you got to save money wherever you can, and that's usually in IT. It's usually in IT where you're cutting corners.
All right, guys. Next one. Tor releases anonymous instant messenger. Here's how to use it. I'm actually really interested in this.
Do you have to use it over the Tor network?
Yes.
Or is it?
No?
Oh, yes. Sorry, yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
I would say
yes.
yeah. Like,
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Seems pretty cool.
I wanna use it. I wanna try it.
I want to check it out.
So
Can you-
well, sorry.
I was going to say if you could talk about any more about it.
Yes, I do know this. It's Tor Messenger. It's Instant Bird, which is based off of Mozilla technology, and it comes bundled with the Tor proxy. So it's just like the Tor browser in the sense that it's Firefox with the Tor proxy. So this is Instant Bird with the Tor proxy.
Can you check that it's proxying correctly before you do any sort of instant messaging?
I haven't installed it yet, but I would
Okay.
assume yes, the Tor people know how to do this right.
Okay,
So-
just like you do the check.torproject.org.
I'm sure it'll checks. And the one thing that's interesting here, though, is that it just is a replacement for like Adium and Pigeon. So this will allow you to go to XMPP and to AOL. Is that even working anymore? ICQ is
ICQ still around.
ICQ still around?
Still around.
MSN Messenger. So like all these different networks,
saw that?
but you're
Yeah.
accessing them over the Tor network.
So, sorry.
I have a follow-up question for people who are smarter than I am on this.
Look at me.
Don't look at
On
me.
this running around
What?
thing.
What?
Because I will it work on cell phones if you're on 4G, or do you have to be on Wi-Fi? Because I've tried Tor on my phone and it doesn't work on any kind of mobile network. It only works when I'm connected to Wi-Fi.
I will ask Nate, the guy in charge of the Guardian project, for the answer to that. Or
Was that?
why do you want to
Was
jump in
that-
and say-
was
answer
that
the
nothing?
question?
Yeah.
Come here. You
on,
gotta
come
come
on,
closer.
to the mic.
If you open your mouth, you gotta come to the mic.
And really quick, Smoking in the IRC channel says he loves the lightning round, and he loves
Yeah.
the fighting.
The lightning round?
The lightning
The
round.
lightning round on Twitter.
He loves the fighting, so keep it exactly how it is.
We will
So,
continue
fine.
the lightning round on Twitter.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I've set it up on multiple cellular phones before. The last one I actually did it on was an HTC Evo 4G for Sprint. But it was rooted, so you got to do that. But yeah, it works. I've had it work before. I've also done the I2P client as well over
Oh, okay, cool.
cellular as well. So there's that answer.
Okay.
yourself.
Yeah. Who are you?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I go by the name Hitch online.
Cool.
Thanks,
Oh,
Hitch. Thanks for
I
clearing
can't-
that
I
up for
can't
us.
be
You can't be Hitch.
I can't be
So
Hitch.
you're still BlackBerry or Dixie or anything but Doxy. He's everything but Doxy.
Thanks for clearing that up for
Yes,
us.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Cheers.
All right, so I will definitely be trying that. I am very interested in that story. So the next
that's
one,
awesome.
Google is merging its Chrome OS with Android.
What?
That doesn't
Are we
surprise
really
me.
surprised with that move? I'm not.
No, it just no.
No, I'm not surprised, but I feel like Chrome OS.
Are they still calling it Chromium?
No, Chromium is their browser. Is there?
It'll be called Croid.
Okay, so
Croid.
Chromium is
Chromium
their
is the
Linux-based.
open source project Chrome comes from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fact check. Thank
There-
you.
there we go. That's
Thanks,
what it
Edge.
is.
Thank you. Thanks again, Hitch.
you guys have anything to say?
Nope. Go ahead.
All right, pass. All right, I'm in. All right, so my question about this one, I haven't looked at the details, but does this mean that Chrome OS is going to adopt the Android kernel, or does this mean the Android kernel goes away and the Chrome OS, which is basically a stock Linux kernel by and large, going to move into the mobile space? That would be my question.
That's a good question, because then if they adopt the Chrome kernel or the Android kernel, that would mean Chrome would be an app running on a VM.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be a standalone app.
or yeah, possibly. And then does that mean that the next round of Chromebooks are going to be all ARM devices?
The way ours reported it, it's Chrome. The Chrome OS is going to get subsumed by the Android side. That's the way ours reported.
Oh, okay. So like the
Okay.
Chrome, the stuff you get in Chrome OS, those feature sets are going to be starting to You're going to find those on Android devices.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up. So there really isn't, like, under the covers, the kernels are
Yeah,
not going to
Smokin
change.
Smokin said that in the IRC channel. I can't English today. IRC channel 2, he said Chrome goes away, it's just Android. So next, here we go.
Okay.
MIT scientists, now you can see through walls with Wi-Fi, just like Superman.
Yes, this is awesome.
Well, considering I was trying to be Daredevil since I was 2 years old, I can already see through a wall. I can't really.
I like that
Disclaimer.
they're saying now when Wi-Fi signals have traveling through walls forever.
But apparently you can use it to see through walls.
What do they mean to see?
They're just doing like a heat map of signal strength.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, heat maps.
And then they've gotten it such the resolution's high enough they can identify individual people,
That could be scary.
which is awesome. I think that's just an amazing application of
Yeah,
technology.
they just track your phone while moving along the wall. That's all it is.
Way to fucking ruin my fantasy.
Yeah, you turn like
Thanks,
this really
Akeem.
cool like Q branch 007 shit to like it's your
I thought I
fucking
was going to be
phone
able to
in
take my
your
Wi-Fi router, hold it up to the wall, and see the fuckers on the other side, but no, apparently Akeem's like, we're just going to
pocket.
hack
I
it.
should know. All right,
Thank
next
you.
one, and this is the last story. It is biggest free hosting company hacked. 13.5 million plaintext passwords leaked.
GoDaddy?
Oh, plain text.
Who the
password.
hell is storing their passwords
Why are
in
so
plain
many
text?
companies
Okay,
doing that?
I had to read a little bit more. This is the free web hosting company called 000 Web Host.
Never heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it, but why?
They say they're the biggest or one of the biggest, and nobody's here have heard of them.
How many plain text passwords are stored?
13.5
That's
million.
pretty
They
big.
probably bought out GeoCities.
That may
They
be
could be
true.
GeoCities or
Wow.
yeah.
Also,
Why-
why are people still storing anything in plain text?
That makes no
Well,
sense.
we just got our Let's Encrypt cert, so
So
But we're
No,
not-
but like, I think
Oh,
we've
you're talking
known
about
for
in
like
storage.
20 years you
Storage.
never store the password anywhere.
Okay,
We don't
storage,
have
plain
any.
text.
We don't have like any users signing in.
okay, no, you're right. You're
We're
talking
not
about
talking
store-
about
Well, yeah.
transport.
But
data.
when
We're
I
talking
sign into the
about
admin
storage
panel,
data.
that's encrypted. You're right.
Yeah, it's
My bad.
From the IRC channel, stolen data includes usernames, passwords in plain text, email addresses, IP addresses, and last names of around 13.5 million
Oh my
customers.
God.
So that's going to be the massive individualized doxing ever.
When do when can we start suing companies for storing anything in plain text?
It's a good question.
I think the EULA pretty much protects them from that. But I ain't know. I'm not a lawyer. Talk to your lawyer.
But I ain't. You kind of sound like Jerry Lewis is the native professor there. That was pretty.
You're reading that other article, by the way. It actually looks like they're bouncing Wi-Fi signals off of services.
They're bouncing Wi-Fi signals off of
Yeah,
surfaces.
and
It's
looking
like
at the
radar.
reflection.
Oh,
Okay, so
They still let you using the...
So it's
Yeah.
like radar, but it's
So
just
it
in
is
the
like,
2.4.
sonar, sir.
Yeah,
Or
2.4
no radar.
and
Radar,
5.0.
radar.
Whatever.
same difference.
Whatever.
Sonar is just physical
Sound, I
sound
know.
waves. And radar
I
is
can't English
electromagnetic.
today. I can't do anything today. All right, so that was the end of the lightning round, guys. That was a really good lightning round. I guess we got to fight more though, because apparently that's a big thing that people love. Because that's not the first time I've heard it. So that's awesome.
So what I'd like to see in the new year is a lightning round where nobody argues and we just go,
I think we're going to use.
Master
just
Chen,
one.
sir, it is your turn.
I think we're going to lose half of the viewership right there. Like,
And then
but this lightning round is shit.
One person says
They're just like
something-
mad. Fuck you.
One person says something, the other three are like, I concur.
That would be boring though.
Astute observation, Master Chen.
I think that would bore me too.
Not my
so.
cigar, please.
Oh wow.
Pass the brandy. Yes.
All right, guys. So again, thank you for listening. We've made it to a year. Let's keep going. My name is Master Chen.
And I am the GM.
This is Doxy.
And I'm Dave.
Have a good night.